I reckon they'd probably send a madman round to rip something out your house. It's walking day again, and I am by a frozen canal in Leeds with Rob Kellas.
Hello, hello.
TPD TV fame. We have a little stroll and a little chat.
We picked a day for it, didn't we?
Beautiful
My
stuff.
fingers are going to fall off.
Rob,
Hello.
Leeds is very sunny, isn't it?
It is. We've kind of got the best or worst of both worlds today.
Cold.
This bench is cold.
bench is gonna
My
get out.
ass is numb already.
I know.
Honestly.
I sat there for about 4 seconds.
God. It's starting to thaw. I've been sat down a little longer than you, so it will thaw.
I've got a bit of a cold, so I'm just going to blow my nose.
No
I
worries.
feel
Tis
like
the season.
people should have done that before they record.
Do you know what? It's authentic, innit, when you capture it on camera. You can always edit that out, but you'd never be able to edit that back in.
Yeah, and I won't edit it out. I don't. It's just not the
It's not authentic,
not the
is
style,
it?
is it?
It's
Not the
authentic.
style.
Nice dog.
It's a good dog. I love your videos, mate.
Thanks, mate.
I think they're really
Very
good.
kind of you to say.
That's really
Thank
good fun.
you.
I've been aware of you guys for quite a while. It seems to be going like that at the minute for TPD TV.
Yeah, we're on the way, you know. We just never stop, and just hope for the best. And we seem to be getting there, you know. We've had a real big rise in the last 18 months.
What's caused that?
Just going to Coachella.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not as simple as that. Like that's my funny answer.
Yeah.
Going to Coachella with like 10 years of expertise in
Yeah.
doing festival videos is the longer answer, but Coachella was the catalyst for us. More than half of our audience at the minute has been with us since we went to Coachella last year.
Oh wow.
That's where we saw our growth really ramp up, and that's kind of what got us to where we are now.
Yeah.
Then we went again this year. It wasn't quite as popular, and then we're going to go again next year, and it's probably going to be even less popular, and then we never have to go again. It's expensive.
How many festivals have you done this year?
I believe it's 27. It's 27 or 28.
Okay.
Jake, my friend Jake, knows the actual count, but I get a bit lost in it.
How do you decide where to go? Like, because there's a lot of festivals.
Yeah, so I mean, step one
Yeah.
is what's going to be good for the viewer.
Yeah.
I've got a spreadsheet. We're kind
love
of
a spreadsheet.
Yeah, I mean I don't
Don't
can't
you?
get on
oh,
with them
I
at
love
all.
it. I don't. I'm not an expert in Excel, but I love it.
I mean, I use numbers on the Mac. That's how
Okay.
basic I am. I don't even dabble in Microsoft Excel. I'm using numbers for free. And it's got any time anyone suggests a festival to us, whether it's in an Instagram message or a YouTube comment or someone it's hard to do the real life ones and remember them all, but I try. And they go into the spreadsheet, and that just tells us like where people want to see us.
Brilliant.
So that's step one. And then step two is which festival will have us for free. That always helps. We always want to do ones in the States. We get loads of requests for the States, but it's so expensive getting like 7 of you over there. So we can only do that like a couple of times a year, which we're really lucky to be able to do. Sometimes it's just what's easy. You know, Leeds Fest is our big one.
Yeah.
Or it was our big one, and that's just down the road, and we got a great relationship with them. So that's usually on the short list at the very least. And
Are you quite proactive about going to festivals and saying, "Hey, can we come in?"
yeah, absolutely. Like I've kind of, without sounding too arrogant, I've kind of realised the worth of like the channel and the coverage. Like it's marketing at the end of the day. If the festival's good, if it's bad,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
But if it's a good experience, it's really good marketing for the festival. And I've learned that through talking to other creators. Like I've never really been in a circle with other creators, but you know I've got to meet a lot of bigger creators over the last couple of years, and they've kind of helped me see the worth in what we do and the value of it. So because of that, we're a bit more confident saying, "Can you have us?"
Yeah.
We'll generally cast the net everywhere, and then shortlist and work from there. A lot of places still say no, which is totally fine. Sometimes we'll still want to go, so we'll just be like,
The tickets embarrassingly we will make a video if you give us free things. Hi, we're here anyway.
Literally, yeah. It's like they call our bluff and we turn up anyway. But it's good fun, and it usually, you know, if we're lucky, it'll break even. So it's all good fun.
How many people are there in TPD TV? Because I've been watching for a while, and I'm not certain.
It's hard to count.
It's like the Polyphonic Spree. Do you remember them?
Yeah,
it was just like loads of people that turn
That's
up.
a good reference. God,
thank you.
I wonder how many out there will get that one.
I felt confident here that I was in the right crowd for it.
There's nine of us in our collective, in our group chat, essentially.
Okay.
There's 9 of us in the group chat. There's 2 of us, myself and Jake, who do everything.
Yeah.
Which is purely just based on availability.
Yeah.
It's not based on any kind of hierarchy or importance. It's just based on availability. And then there's probably four or 5 like core members that make frequent returns.
Yeah.
It's my sister Mary, my friend Chuck, a guy called Raz, and then me and Jake are probably the most frequented on the channel. This is a tough answer, right? Normally you just say how many members of Blue are there?
This is what I'm interested in. Yeah, this is good.
What we do is for me and Jake, it's really easy because we'll do everything next year. And then the kind of bigger ticket stuff, we'll say in advance to like people with not as good availability as me and Jake. We'll say, this is what we're thinking about doing, so bear that in mind. Like if you want to come to, we're talking about maybe going to Tokyo next year at the end of the year.
Wow.
So if you want to do that, which I would love to have you on board for that. Bear in mind you might have to miss some at the start of the year, and we kind of just give everyone as much info as we can, and then they get to decide what they want to do. Really.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
But it is tough because we'd love to have everyone on everything.
Yeah.
But it's just not realistic with a group that big.
Do people ever get annoyed if they don't get to go to things?
It's not so much annoyed, but like I live with a guy called Dan, like my best mate. Well, they're all my best mates, to be honest. But you know, there's stuff that Dan really had to compromise on and miss out on, and I can see he's frustrated about that, and I want to fix that problem for him.
Yeah.
But we're just not in a place where we can fix that problem yet.
I've been a football manager, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah. I wish we had like an actual manager. Everything we do is in-house. Everyone's got like a role, like a boring business role alongside their on-camera presence.
What are the roles?
So I came up with this title, creative director.
Yeah, great.
Just sounds important.
Yeah, it sounds great.
So I edit everything. I'm the lead camera, the main creative behind it.
Yeah.
But then there's stuff that I just can't do, like finance.
Yeah.
And my friend Matty Bryady, who's like the viewer's favourite, they'll know Matty Bryady. He does like all the finance and the accounting and deals with the accountant and taxes, stuff that I just could never do. I'm terrible with numbers.
Yeah.
So he does that, and then Raz deals with like the emails and the accreditation emails for festivals, and he's kind of like the manager.
Nice.
While also playing a big on-screen presence, but he's really good at email communicating and asking for stuff where I might be a bit too scared or a bit too timid or a bit too like, I don't want to ask him for that, or I don't want to be that, you know, I'm a bit too nice.
Yeah.
He's a bit more like business, like
you need that, don't
this
you?
is what we want, and when he asks, I'm too scared to ask for some stuff, but every time he asks for something we kind of get it, which is good. So he's good in that role. And then Dan, who I live with, who we were just talking about, does the podcast. He kind of runs and manages the podcast, because that in itself is its own like entity. Just trying to manage the calendar for the podcast, it feels like a full-time job when I was doing it, so that's handed off to him. So yeah, everyone's kind of got their own little responsibility, but because of that, we don't have like any kind of dedicated management or anything, which would probably help a lot. I think that's maybe our next step, looking at something like that.
Do you think you need that?
It certainly feels like it sometimes in the middle of the year, because I'll be like nagging Raz to do something, but Raz is like super busy doing other stuff, maybe driving us 8 hours into Belgium to go to Rockwood to festival. And that's the time where it would be good to have someone looking after the brand deals and stuff like that.
You'll be getting emails now, won't you? After saying that, there'll be people.
Listen, we're open for the conversation. We've had a few conversations like that so far, but we're also really protective and really proud of just being a fully internal kind of team. Yeah. And also, we don't really want to give away a percentage, and you have to do that, don't you? Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the workload ramps up. You've got 2024.
You've got this independent music industry sort of thing going on, haven't you?
That's it. Yeah, we don't want to be on a major label, but I think it would probably do us wonders, to be honest, if we were. but we'll see. Maybe that's one of the next steps. Next year, our calendar's like twice as full as it was this year. So we might really need that, and we might have to figure something out there.
How many festivals are you going to do next year, do you think?
So we normally start in April,
mid-April,
and we do one every week consecutive through until like the first week of September.
Yeah.
So that's usually like 27, 28.
Yeah.
But this, for next year, we're opening up to winter festivals, which start obviously like January, because it's cold. And then we're looking at there's some festivals that were a bit out of reach for us, like in the States, that are in like March, a couple in April, and we're going to try and make those happen. We put out 30 videos. By the end of this year, we've got 30 videos that we've released, which I'm happy with. I'm going to try and up that to 40 next year without compromising on the quality. And we've actually got a few banked as well.
Have you?
We've got like a good reserve of like 5 or 6 like what I'd call like a flagship piece of content, like a full scale production video, just sat in the bank, like, because we just didn't have room in the summer schedule to put them out. So we've got stuff coming all through December, which is from like the summer, and so we're going to see how that works, like an advent calendar stylized kind of video every week, from stuff people just forgot happened, like in the middle of the year, like because some events take precedent and they need to be released like as soon as the events happened.
Yeah.
Like a Tomorrowland or a Leeds Fest or a Glastonbury needs to be out like the week of Glastonbury. So that then means that the stuff from like the week prior just kind of don't really find its place.
Yeah.
And we end up with just some stuff in the chamber. So hopefully that lands well.
Do you edit them as you go along, or are they all just unedited now? How good are you at doing it?
I'm pretty quick. I've been doing it for a long time. I used to do it. It used to be like Leeds Fest, because we used to have to get stuff up ASAP just to capture those initial searches post-event. So I'd leave Leeds Fest on like the Monday morning, and the video would be like edited and up by like midday that Monday. It was actually ridiculous. I've
done stuff at festivals before when in previous things where I've got make my way into a little press room. So get in there and start doing stuff
that's
there.
it. And like even before we had access to a press room, I'd have the laptop at camp and like do the import in there. And we've kind of earned the luxury to not have to do that anymore because we've
people
grown.
are going to see it whatever.
So that's really good because it means the on-site experience isn't compromised by me on a laptop. I'm actually living it instead of trying to do the tech. But generally I've got a good pattern down. I'll do like most of the editing one day. That's like we call it the first pass. It's like cramming all the footage down into what it needs to be loosely. And then it's all the frills and effects and text and stuff the next day, and then the intro the day after. I've got it down. But these December ones, I just kind of didn't touch them. I just let them sit. So it's been kind of a full couple of weeks of just straight working, because I also forgot what happened at these events.
Is it hard then when you go back to it to do it?
When I'm editing like straight after the event, it's quite easy because I know exactly what's happened. But with these ones, I forgot I even went to like Pukkelpop in Belgium, so I've got to like watch every second of footage to make sure I don't miss anything. That can be quite frustrating. I just want to get on with the edit.
I did that this year. I do ski videos one a year or something like that normally, and I filmed one last year in March. I thought every year I put them out, but it's the end of the ski season. I thought, you know what, I'll hold off till like October when people are booking up things. But then when you go to edit it, it's like, I can't remember.
What the hell?
I can't remember what I did. Why am I here? What's this part? And you have to sort of, because if it's a week later, you can sort of remember this day I went here, we went here. And I'm sort of looking at the sign, trying to read what a bar is, so I can capture where we are and stuff.
Yeah, it's tough. We've got, we did a trip to Zurich about a month and a half ago, and that's just a video where I've not even got the footage on my computer.
Right.
Never mind, like, do I remember why we went or what we did? It's for a video. And I'm like, I was saying in the chat to the guys the other day, like, what videos have we done that I've not started? And they're like, well, you should know that. I'm like, I know, but
That's what you need a spreadsheet for.
That is, I might have to install Excel after all. But yeah, it's because we just move so quick. It's every week doing something, and sometimes in between things, instead of editing, I just want to chill out. Or there might be some concerts I want to go to, just selfishly enjoy myself. not doing that, and then you just kind of lose track. So
do
we'll see.
Do you ever wish you could just go to festivals and just not film it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been so long now, and it's the only way I know how to do things.
Yeah.
Like, we were kind of talking off camera about how, like, everything is like, you can get a video out of almost everything. And it's just an extension of, like, it's unconscious.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time where we've done something big where it's not been for a video.
Yeah.
Which kind of sounds a bit sad in a way, but actually I don't think we'd have it any other way. The reason we started doing this is just to archive memories.
Yeah, I see. That's a big. I think some people think, oh, why do that? But it's nice. I like having.
It's
I do the ski
great.
trips. I like watching back a few years later.
Yeah.
Go, God, that was great. That run.
And
that
there's
was
no
great.
better way to remember it. Photos will only get you so far.
Yeah.
And you know, we kind of validate what I'm saying there by the fact we did it for like 10 years. We know one watching,
Yeah.
and we still did it for that full decade. And we'd watch all these videos together, like before a Leeds Fest, we'd watch all the previous Leeds Fest videos and be like, oh, that was so sick. The other night when we were in London, we got in at 4 a.m, hammered, and for some reason we put one of our road trip videos on. We very rarely watch ourselves anymore, but we put one of our road trip videos on, and it was like, oh, this is great, and we're just living it again.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So I never do feel like, oh, I wish I could just enjoy this organically, because that is organic now for us. The stress from it comes with like trying to motivate everyone else. Not that they're not motivated, but to be fair, I'm maybe speaking out of turn because everyone does a great job. But like, we went to Glasgow this year, and that was a big project because we've been asked about Glasgow for ages, and we finally got in. So we knew like we couldn't take a second to just sit down. We had to cover everything. We still missed stuff, apparently. But then
You can't not miss things at Glasgow.
apparently so. You need to go like 10 times. But there was an anxiety of like, am I going to be able to motivate the other 4 guys to stop relaxing?
Yeah.
Let's get out there.
We
And
need
do you
to go
know
do
what?
this, yeah.
I was worried about that beforehand, and it wasn't even an issue. I do that all the time. I worry about stuff doesn't even happen. But everyone just was on the same page and just understood the mission, and we all know why we're there, and that's just the fun we have.
Yeah.
So, long answer, eh? It's a
Love
lot
it.
of words.
Love it.
A lot
Love
of words.
Love words on this
I'm
channel.
trying to hit the word count.
Should we do some walking?
Yeah, let's get some walking under our belts.
Where's the surname Kellas come from, mate?
It's Scottish in its
Is it?
heritage. Yeah, there's a little village or town or settlement in Scotland called Kellas. I've never been because, like most things in Scotland, it's in the middle of nowhere. With the greatest respect to Scotland, don't want to upset them again. There's a cat breed called Kellas Cat.
What?
Yeah, there's a cat breed. I don't know if we're named after that or if that's named after us.
Got your own cat.
Well,
Robbie Knox cat.
yeah, well, you're just not that important, unfortunately. But us Kellases, we get our own cat breed named after us. We got it all.
That's some brand deal, that, isn't it?
You like that?
Right.
Yeah. we got a 10-year deal on the Kellas Cat, and then you might be able to. It's like arena sponsorships. You know, the MEN arenas now, the AO Arena in Manchester. The Kellas Cat could become the Knox Cat after our deal's done.
Nice city, Leeds, isn't it?
I'm a bit biased, but I think it's the best in the country. Would you believe?
Have you been to Norwich?
No, I've not.
All right.
I've not.
All right, so let's say the best you've been to so
the best
far.
I've been to so far. Norwich. Have I been to Norwich? Do you know what? I do this far too often, but I have to search in my camera roll and,
nice.
and type like a place and see if I've been. So I have, but only to a hotel.
Okay, how come? What are you at the hotel for?
Do you know Latitude Festival?
Yes.
Is that near Norwich?
An hour away?
So we went to Latitude Festival in 2021.
Yep.
First big scale festival after the pandemic. And that's why we went.
Okay.
And we went a day early by mistake because we just didn't read the dates. So we're down there and we needed a hotel, and the closest hotel that we could get into was turns out, Norwich.
Oh, nice.
But we didn't really experience the city
Okay.
to the point where I had to just check if I've ever been. We got to the hotel, I ordered a Nando's, and we went to bed.
Oh, fair
and
enough.
then left.
Well, if you ever have a clerical error again that sends you to a Norwich hotel, give us a shout.
I will do, absolutely. We can go to the waterfront.
Yep. That's
And,
good. Good Norwich. Any other things you know from Norwich? There's the
Do
LCR.
you know
That's the big
Ashens
event.
is?
Yeah.
Ashens is from Norwich.
Never met him.
No,
I'd like to though.
I would as well. I bought his DVD about 15 years ago. I've still got it.
I'm trying to see if we do one of these walks one day.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be a really good one.
Not just because it's convenient for me.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to get the train. That'd be one for the nerds, wouldn't it? Watching the Ashens one.
I get a lot of people message me saying you should do walk with Ashens. I'd love to.
Yeah, he seems like a good lad.
Yeah. What YouTubers did you watch back in the day? And who do you watch now?
Right now, I'm watching all I'm watching on YouTube as of right now is the GTA 6 trailer on repeat.
Yeah, same, yeah.
But
that really is going to date when this video is recorded, isn't it?
Absolutely. For those who don't know, it came out 2 days ago. It's got 105 million views already.
Yeah.
Who do I watch? I love learning about something I just don't care about for like 2 hours. I watched a video, there's a guy called Technology Connections, and he made a video on air conditioners, a 3-part video on air conditioning. Who cares about that? But he just made it so fascinating. I love anyone that's into something.
Yeah, I love passion.
If they're into, I don't care what it is, if it's a Warhammer figure or a McLaren F1 GTR, which I don't think is even a car, I think I just made that up, McLaren F1 LM, I can listen to someone. If they're an expert, I'll listen to them.
I do a lot of filming, well I used to do a lot of filming at corporate things, and you'd get some things and they'd be quite dry. Like I filmed once at the non-league Groundsman of the Year Awards. And it was a little tour, Groundsman of the Year conference or whatever. Yeah. There's all these non-league groundsmen. They're not even pros. They're doing it like as a hobby sort of thing. And they had a talk from the guy who was like England's groundsman came along.
Right.
And I thought,
like a celebrity in the industry.
Yeah, mate, they were losing their minds. They were getting photos with him. It was unbelievable. But it was really interesting because I thought you get a lawnmower, you mow it, chuck a little bit of seed down, maybe if there's a dry bit or whatever.
Easy job, easily done.
This guy had like
maybe
8 different lawnmowers.
Yeah, that's the thing. Every single thing has like a die-hard community and an interest. What else was I watching? I watched this video on indicators on cars and why you can never get them to sync up with the car in front. Even if you sync it up to begin with, it'll fall out of sync.
Why?
Why is that?
Yeah.
So on old cars, it uses like some kind of heat-activated circuit where the metal gets hot and then expands or contracts, whichever one. Yeah. And because that's based on heat, it's always varying ever so slightly.
Wow.
But yeah, I was in this rabbit hole for like 90 minutes about this, and then I just forget it like the next day, and then find something else. I love watching like stuff about space, and like interrogations. You ever watch like police interrogations? God, I watch them till the cows come home. There's a lot. They're very popular on YouTube. They get millions and millions of views. Like an interrogation of like a murderer, and then there's like a kind of therapist has like broken down like the body language. And people will know what I'm on about because they're very popular. But I love watching them. I think if I was in an interrogation now, I'd be able to blag the police.
Do you? How come? What do you think?
Just because I'm an expert now. I've seen loads of videos.
Fair enough.
I'd love. In reality, I would crumble and cave.
You'd be in prison in a minute.
Even as an innocent man, I would end up implicating myself. No doubt.
Various crimes
Literally,
that you've watched in other videos.
I would be terrible. I would really buckle under the pressure. But on this side of the, till I'm in that room, I'm convinced I'm an expert.
I watch every ski vlog there is because if I go to a resort, I watch everything. When I say everything, I am talking, there is no standard. If someone is speaking in English, I will watch it.
Right,
that's it. And sometimes I watch a German thing if you get to see a few other bits of it. And it's a lot of them are girls going along going, hey, this is my outfit today, sort of thing. I got this, I'm going to pair this with this sort of thing. I'll watch it, mate, don't care. I'll watch it, and I'll go to any resort that's nearby afterwards, because there's not that many ski video vlogs. You'd be surprised how rare they are.
as we've said, we're going skiing for the first time on Friday, and I've been looking, and there really isn't too much out there.
No, it's mostly me.
I think because they're probably hard to make.
Yeah.
We've been trying to figure out how do we capture it on the slopes. We've got the GoPros, we've got thingy mounts.
Yeah.
What do you do for audio?
GoPro will be fine if it's not windy. GoPro.
Well, I'm planning on doing 200 miles an hour down the scary slopes.
I'll do 300. It's not a
problem.
But no, you can use GoPro. I've got like a GoPro with a mic
like a
bit
fluffy
on it,
thing on
but
it.
I don't use it when I'm going skiing. As long as it's not windy, you're okay.
Yeah. Well,
because there's no other sound around.
Oh, that's a good point.
You're not competing with anything.
Yeah, so we'll see how well we can cover it. Probably have to do some voiceover, but we shoot everything on iPhone as well.
Do you?
Yeah, like this thing here, very fancy. I was complimenting this earlier, but
thank you.
We just use iPhone just because it's so easy.
Yeah, a lot of people do that now. I had a shit iPhone. I don't know if we swear in here. I believe that. Might not.
Yeah, might not. I will see.
I had a rubbish iPhone until last week, and I got like the new one.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
The 15 Pro Max.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Because I thought I'm so fit. Whenever I do like Instagram stuff for brands or something like that, and it looks like he's filmed like a Nokia.
We're not going to work with this guy again.
Yeah.
He's using the iPhone 5.
Yeah. We really like that retro effect you put on it. You can buy a phone. But now I've got this. Now I think I might start filming things.
It's just so easy, mate.
Yeah.
It's not for everything. Like the thing we're setting up for our award show, we're doing it. We tried that on iPhone. It just didn't look right, but. It's just, I can reach in my pocket and pull it out, and it's already recording by the time it's aimed at what it needs to be. It's just so easy.
Yeah, that's great.
When you're at a festival, you can't be setting stuff up, make sure the SD's ready. You got to capture stuff like instantly as it happens. And
when you go to a festival, how many power banks do you take with you?
Oh, we always over-index.
Yeah.
We've got like 5 communal-owned, TPD-owned ones. And then we've got we've each got like 2 personal ones.
Yeah.
And then we've got, those big ones, like the industrial ones that like power like a house for like 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
From sponsors that we've done, like Jackery, you'll have heard of them, I'm sure. Like it's a big battery bank, and it's got like, you can plug in UK plugs to it. This is not sponsored. It's not a sponsored bit, but you can plug in like hair dryers and shit and USBs. So
sounds great.
We always have. I've probably got more electricity at campsite than I do in my flat. Honestly.
That's great. I was talking to my son, my youngest son, Arlo, yesterday. He's 6, and he was asking like how you pay for your water, and I said, because they ask weird questions, kids. And I said, well, you just use the water and then they give you a bill. And he said, what do you do if you can't afford the bill? I went, well, I don't think they'll cut your water off because everyone needs water. They'll probably just work out a way how you can pay it and all this. And he said, I reckon they probably send a madman round to rip something out of your house.
Well, I mean...
Could you imagine that? Well, you've not paid your water bill. So
get him in the government.
They're going to send a literal mad person round, not to repossess anything, to just rip something out of your house. So he's going to rip the oven out.
You can tell him I often forget to pay my water bill.
Yeah.
And there's been no madman round yet. I just get a letter saying, Mr. Kellas, what's going on? And then I pay it.
Yeah.
But that's the good... You say he's 6?
He's 6,
That's a great age because they've firmly got their own personality there.
Yeah. They've not been broken down by other people.
No, my mum was a childminder for like 20 years. So as I was growing up living with her and my dad, we always had like kids around. And when they do get to a certain age, it's great to have a chat with them. Some of the stuff they come out with is mad.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like I think 3 or 4 was like the pinnacle of mad stuff because it's just before they go to school. So none of the other rubbish parents have messed them up. Do you know what I mean? They've been created the way you want. Yeah. So they just go and do absolutely crazy stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll have kids?
I don't really know. I'm 31 at the minute, and I certainly don't have any plans to have any right now. My dad had me when my mum had me, but let's clear that up. When I was born, my dad was 41.
Right.
So quite late for my dad, and I think I'm accidentally following his footsteps in the way of like, he kind of lived it up, did everything he wanted to do, had no interest in family life, and I think I'm kind of doing that same thing.
Yeah.
And maybe one day it'll just switch and I'll be like, right, I've done everything I want to do now. But, you know, I've not been to Japan, I've not been to Australia, I've not been to anywhere in South America. There's loads of places I've never been that if I have a kid, I have people who have to bail on plans because their cat gets in the way. If I have a kid, that's a real responsibility.
It makes it hard, particularly doing what you do.
I'd have to move.
Tough.
I'd have to. Yeah, it just wouldn't fit into my life. I want to say I want to have a kid at one point.
Yeah.
Because I love kids. I think, as we said, you know, kids are great, and I want to carry on the bloodline.
Yeah.
But
you get a good few years where you can do like kids at festival videos, bring them along. That'd be fine.
We took our 6-month-old to Tomorrowland, gone wrong. Because you've got to work from the title backwards with YouTube sometimes, haven't you?
Absolutely.
There we go. I might leave that up to my sister. She and I'll just be like the cool uncle who pops up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Though she don't particularly have any plans to have kids either. But at the minute,
you need someone to cover that angle of content.
Hopefully someone on the outer circle will have a kid and I can say hello to it once in a while.
Yeah.
And then still go to Glastonbury.
The problem is that I found when you have a kid, if you're chilled out about it, it's not too restrictive because you can still take them to most things. Like you could take them to a festival. I took my daughter to a festival when she was 3, but you can still like do things like this. But the problem comes when they go to school. Because I remember thinking, like I took my daughter was 9 months. We went to Australia with her, and you still drive around. But then suddenly it's
she's more well travelled than I am.
Well, there you go. But then you've got to. You're sort of like, oh, I have to be at this place every day, or someone calls the police. You're suddenly like, wow, I am really restricted now. One of us, maybe my wife or I, have to do that. So that's when it gets hard.
Yeah, I've got a long while out until I'm at that stage. I think.
Yeah.
Need to keep doing whatever it is I'm doing right now. Keep doing that, and we'll see what happens down the line. Yeah, slowly but surely.
There's a Leeds City delivery office over there. Quite like a bit of city infrastructure.
The bane of my life.
Is it?
Not so much anymore, but where I used to live, this is probably the norm, but if you're not in for a delivery, it just goes there.
Yeah.
And then you have to go there and get it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the norm for a lot of people. Now, it goes to a reception in my building, which is fantastic. Again, a real convenience that I really value. But I used to have to walk to this every other day, and you know, it's not too far, but it's annoying. Because you are out, you're at work, and you can't be in for every parcel, and then it bounces and goes straight to this bloody thing. So, not so much a fan.
I got something delivered the other day, and it took it to a shop, like a random shop.
What, without you having specified?
Yeah, it just said you weren't in, and I wasn't.
Is that the
Co-op?
co-op?
It just didn't knock hard enough. It said it's down some shop. I'm like, why have you taken a parcel to a shop? I don't want to go to a shop.
The shopkeep's there having fun with it.
Yeah, I went there. To be fair, it wasn't the shop, but it was fine. But it was,
Yeah, well, they've got those like you can send deliveries now from the Tesco. I don't know if you ever use Depop. I sold some clothes on Depop a bit ago. More trouble than it's worth, but that's another story. But you can just take them to Tesco, and they just take them to Till, and they just end up in the right place.
It's clever, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is. We're living in the future, mate.
I'm quite into those sort of. I'm into logistics. Stuff like that. Yeah, you talked about those things. I play a game called Transport Fever 2 when I'm on train journeys.
Better than the first one?
I've never played the first one, but believe the hype.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it's basically like connecting up like boats and trains to ship stuff around that. And it's... I have the transport fever, I can tell you that.
Is it contagious? We'll find out when I get home.
I've got a serious case of transport fever.
And you've never played the first one?
Well, no, because I only found out about it when Transport Fever 2 was. I think there's no point in going back and doing the original, is there?
Well, there might be some like key story moments sprinkled in.
Well, what there is you can get the songs from Transport Fever 1 on Transport Fever 2 if you change one of the settings.
Right.
Nowhere near as good, because the soundtrack to Transport Fever 2 is banger.
What, is it real songs?
Banger. No, after banger.
Just ringtone. A classic. That's a good one.
And every now and then, a new one will start, and you'll be like, oh, I love this one. It's incredible.
And it's a mobile game.
No,
it's not.
No, so I do it on because I've trained goes London to Norwich a lot, and sometimes I do work on it. But sometimes if you're tired, you don't want to do work.
Also, you use a computer.
So I do. So I have my laptop. I've got my laptop in my bag now. I won't be able to do it on one of my trains home because there's no plug sockets and it eats through battery. But on the first train, if I wanted, I could set it up, get a little hour of Transport
Yeah.
Fever 2 there. So I'm on a
TF2
train
as the-
playing a game where I design train lines. People must look at me and think you are so into.
Wow, that's the guy who designs the trains.
Yeah, they're so into trains. You're on trains doing.
But again,
it.
we've said that there's passion in it. Someone's passionate
Yeah.
about everything,
And
and I could probably watch these iceberg videos on YouTube. Have you seen them? It's like a
when they move away. Is this
no, it's like an iceberg. It's like it goes through like the top of the iceberg's like facts that everyone knows,
Oh,
and then
right,
as you get deeper, there's one on everything. There'll be one about Transport Fever 2. There'll be a Transport Fever 2 iceberg, and it'll be like at the top it'll be like there's obvious stuff but then right at the bottom of the iceberg there's the facts that you won't know even as a diehard. And there will be one of those videos out there, I reckon.
All right.
For TF2, you should check it out.
I will. I just suddenly panicked. I remembered that we've got a massive drop behind us there.
Oh God, yeah.
What reckon do you happen if you fell backwards there? Do you reckon you'd die
Depends really, doesn't it, how you land?
if you land on your head?
Hopefully, yeah, you would, because if you didn't die, you'd probably be pretty messed up. It's
Yeah.
probably, it's probably. It's only like maybe 8 foot.
8 foot. Yeah, that's
I think
quite a long.
the fact it's cold is making the thought of falling off there even more uncomfortable. If
Yeah.
it was summer, I'd probably be up for the fall. Nice warm tarmac. But something about hitting your head in the cold.
Yeah.
Oh, not for me. Maybe we should have sat down there where it's like 3 foot.
Yeah, that'd be much more sensible.
Maybe
wouldn't it?
next time, eh?
Maybe walk down there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, let's do it.
What a load of nonsense.
Right, Rob, we've reached the end of our walk. It's been a lovely little stroll. Thank you for taking me to the canals of Leeds.
My distinct pleasure. It's been lovely to meet you and nice to have a chat on this brisk winter day. That's the right word, isn't it? Brisk.
Brisk is like, yeah, people say that, it's a bit brisk. Do they?
Comment below, let us know.
Let us
Some
know.
engagement.
God, you're a
Hey,
pro,
you
aren't
see,
you?
the
God,
0
you're a
days
pro.
off.
You guys are good at that. I always notice you
We try our
let us
best.
know down here.
Yeah, we come up with any reason to.
Yeah.
Please, what we do, just to go off on a tangent, we say we're going to explain this later in the video, and then whatever it might be, and then we never explain it. So then people will comment saying, "You never explained that." So you've got to kind of piss off your audience.
Evil bastards.
Yeah.
I admire that. If people have enjoyed this thing, they've not seen your TPD TV stuff before.
It's a mouthful, right?
It's hard to say it. What would you recommend they start with? Coachella video?
Do you know what? We did a video this year where we went to every chicken shop. You got KFC, and there's all the rip-offs, AFC, BFC, CFC. We went to everyone, A through Z, all across the country. I think it's probably the best video we'll ever make. It's not our most viewed, it's not our kind of most highly regarded, but I think it's the best one that we've put together. So check that out. It's called the Chicken Shop Challenge, and it did really well. We're still missing one off the list though.
What are you missing?
X.
X.
The
Sorry,
one-
fried chicken.
I know.
Yeah.
You'd think there'd be like an extreme,
Yeah.
but there is one in Watford, but it's sadly closed down. And then there's one in Canada, so I think we're going to try and go to Canada for.
If you know
for
an
that
X
one.
chicken place, comment down below. How's
It might be easier to just open our own, but yeah, if you know where there is one, let us know.
Anyway, cheers,
Thanks
mate.
so much for having me.
A pleasure.
I've had a blast.
It's been lovely. Let's
Let's get
warm up
warmed
somewhere.
up.